alegre, paciente, amorosa.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
Sí, la pasta, la boloñesa, me encantan las sopas, las carnes. No me gusta la comida de mar.
How would your ideal first date be?
Mi cita ideal, me gustaría en un buen lugar, que me traten respetuosamente, que nos conozcamos lentamente,
What is your age limit for a gentleman?
de 27 a 40.
What are those non-negotiables?
Mis no negociables es mi privacidad, mi trabajo y mi estudio.
Say 3 good things and 3 bad things about you.
3 cosas buenas sobre mí. Soy muy responsable, tolerante y sincera. Y las 3 cosas no tan buenas de mí: cuando no me gusta algo, me alejo. A veces soy impuntual. Y no me gusta cuando me siento acosada.
How to make you fall in love.
Mi corazón se gana siendo muy respetuosos, respetando sobre todo mi espacio, brindándome mucha paz, felicidad, ser muy atento, detallista y sobre todo cariñoso. Invito a todos los caballeros a que conozcan Colombia, su cultura. Soy abierta también a recibir sus mensajes, llamadas, y aquí los espero. Bye.
Be part of our upcoming single Latin tour in Barranquilla. Let yourself be carried away by the sweetness and charm of the women of Barranquilla. Learn and have fun with their culture, their city, and their beautiful ladies. Enjoy 2 nights of speed dating, where you will meet hundreds of beautiful Colombian women. Submit your order in barranquilladating.com. Includes accommodation in a comfortable 4-star hotel, 7, 10, or 14 dates, and our matchmakers will help and guide you through the whole process of finding a partner. Contact us at our Phoenix office, +1 602 5538178. Or our manager in Barranquilla, +5 73022881962. Write us at info@afacolombia@gmail.com. Come to Barranquilla and discover love with a foreign affair.
Good evening. It's Wednesday evening. Welcome to the Latin show. My name is Maria and I'm your host for tonight. And you might be wondering, why Maria tonight? Why not Manuela? So we're diving right into it. Manuela is still very busy with the Medellin tour. We are just ending the 7-day tour and we still have a lot of 10-day and 14-day clients in the city. So that's why I'm here tonight. And yeah, so what we're doing tonight is talk a little bit about our last or the current Medellin tour, because as I said, we're still totally on it. But after 7 days, usually a good percentage of men also already travel home. So it's kind of a cut a little bit as well. But we're going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about our next one, which is Barranquilla. And that I'm very excited about. That is very soon on the 17th of July. 18th of July, sorry, that I don't tell you the wrong date. Let me check on the calendar 1 second. Thursday, 18th. So the 18th of July, Barranquilla tour starts. So I will talk about that tonight. We have a video for you prepared about Barranquilla. So you saw our promo video. We're going to show you a much longer video about Barranquilla to the ones who say, okay, what is Barranquilla like? I think when we talked when we did the last show 2 weeks ago, I talked quite a bit about Barranquilla, where it's located, why it's great. And so that is basically the images to it. I'm also going to talk about today about the tours in general and giving you very deep tips. Like in general, I always talk about a little bit about the tours, but today I really want to go like what you have to do on, what is the tour on every day, like what you have to expect, what you should prepare for, what you shouldn't do, what you should wear, what you should say, afterwards, after the tour, some of you guys who have been now on our tour in Medellin and maybe are on the way home, or you just arrived, maybe you're watching tonight and say, okay, now I have my connection, but what should I do afterwards? So how does it work? So we do that as well. We have an interview prepared as well with a beautiful woman from our Medellin office, from our Medellin tour. Her name is Lina. Her ID is 218773. So yeah, we have quite a lot of things going on tonight. So I'm excited. So Medellin tour, let's talk about that for a moment. The Medellin tour was fantastic. Very nice tour. It was a little bit smaller than like normally because we had a couple of last minute cancellation. That is always very unfortunate, especially if it's 1 or 2 days prior, because we already have everything organized, everybody invited, the dates already organized, we have to cancel everything. So but that happened, life happens, people things come up in life. So but it was very, very nice. Still, we had over, I think, 80 women per night, so 160 women for 2 nights. So a lot of beautiful, and it's not always about the quantity of the women. It's not also about the quality, and there were very high quality women also there. The tour was really nice. The men were really nice. Great group, great activities. So I'm going to get into that. What are the activities? What is the tour about? The ones who say, hey, I'm new here, I haven't heard about it. So don't worry, I talk about that. The first connections, the first couples, obviously it's all very, very fresh. It's not that we can say, yeah, this one is already engaged to this one, because obviously they're just 5-6 days on tour, right? So we have to wait a couple of weeks, couple of months, what comes out of every tour, but we can already see good connections. Obviously, lots of the men are still searching, getting to know, building up connections. So that is part of it. And even if you come back, that's still part of it sometimes, yeah? So keep on building up your connections when you go home. So yeah, so that is our tour in Medellin. Manuela will be in 2 weeks with you in this show. And I'm pretty sure she will tell you about everything about Medellin as well. And I'm going to go right away to Barranquilla. I will be on that next one in Barranquilla, so I'm excited about that. I always love the ones in Barranquilla. I love the tours, and I love also the quality and the atmosphere. It's always very, how to say, it's always a lot of fun. Barranquilla is always a lot of fun, and it's always not just the fun. It's like just a very relaxed and very laid back atmosphere. You know, like to really be and meet people. So I think it's a great opportunity. It's a great city. So I would love to show you in just a couple of minutes a video about Barranquilla. But before I show you that video, I want to give you a couple of tips and what is a tour really, what you should expect. And so I'm going to talk about what you're going to see afterwards in the videos. I think that's really cool. Because like that you can really like connect what I'm saying with the words, because often you just hear me you just hear me, what is the city like, but you don't really, or what is the tour like, but you don't get both together. Now the next video will be tour and Barranquilla together, so you get a really good idea. What is the city? What are the women like? What is the culture like? What is the carnival like? What is everything like? And how does a tour work? And how do you get the most of an AFA tour, right? That is what we're going to talk about today. How do you get most out of the service? First of all, let me explain the service, which would be, as I told you, all of our tours usually start on Thursday, and then you have 7, 10, or 14 days. So you start on a Thursday. The first day is the arrival. We pick you up at the airport. You have that included. You get to the hotel, you get settled in. Some guys prefer to arrive a day prior or 2 days prior. That's no problem. Remember that your introductions, you have unlimited introductions included in the tour. They start from Thursday on. Even if you arrive on Wednesday, your first dates will be on Thursday. But if you obviously arrive on Wednesday, you can already have Thursday morning early dates, right? Or you can already have some more time to get settled into the hotel, get to know the surrounding area. It's like just arrive and have a little bit relaxation, which is not bad, because once we start, the ones who have been on the tour know it's going to be fast pace, like there's every day something going on. So what's going on? So first day, arrival, you meet the office, you meet the matchmaker, you make your first introductions, you have usually your first dates if you have sent a hot list in and you expressed who you would like to meet. You have the advantage that you can see our profiles on the website. That is not everywhere the case where you find matchmaking and dating. And so there you can select the woman you would like to meet. Obviously, we reach out to them prior. All that is prior. You arrive and everything is already taken care of. Yeah. So the first dates, you meet your translator in case you use your translator. And so that is the Thursday. Friday evening, Friday on the second day, first in the morning, you meet 9 a.m. with at breakfast with the other guys and with or me or Manuela or the office manager, depends in which city and where we are at. So you meet with us at usually 9 a.m. Usually at 10 a.m. the office opens, and then we arrange obviously more dates. But that is in the week. Sorry, I got lost now. Friday morning, we don't arrange more dates. Friday morning, we are busy in reconfirming the women who come for the event. So the dates are already arranged. But what we do on Friday morning, sorry, we do the orientation meeting. So we have breakfast and then we meet at 10 something, 10:15, do the orientation meeting. That usually takes 1.5 hours. There, me or Manuela give you all the tips, or Michelle, the office manager, or ladies, the office manager, we give you all the tips about what to do, the social dynamics, the tips on the tour, the activities we do, all of that. And then usually you have more appointments, maybe a lunch date. And then usually our first social event starts at around 6:30, 7 p.m. until 11:30, 12 p.m. So it takes good 5 hours. So be prepared for that. Usually have one table per man with his translator. And so let me tell you a little bit how that whole social thing works, right? So you have a date, you have a date, you have yourself and your translator. And then there's one man per table. And then usually per table, we have like 6, 7 women, between 5 and 8, usually it's 6, approximately. So if we have 10 tables, we have 60 women, right? Approximately, or 80 women, between 60 and 80 women. And then you move, it's speed dating. Then you move every 10 minutes, every 12 minutes to a different table. So if you were at table number 5, you go to table number 6 with your translator. The translator presents you at the table. You usually prepared some questions before you go to the table. So we talk about that in the orientation meeting, which questions. We send you a group. You have a WhatsApp group. We do a conference call prior. You get an agenda prior. So all of that, you get all the information. And so on the table, you're going to ask the questions that are important for you. For example, if you want to have children, then you should ask maybe if the women that are on the table also want to have children. If you love dogs, and you want somebody who also loves dogs, then you should talk about your passion for that. So there are different psychological questions you can ask. So there is a whole, it's good to ask the question because you only have 12 minutes. So you get presented, the women present themselves, they answer your questions. And if you have time, you converse a little bit more, and then you move to the next table. And you do that in every table, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and then you move to the next table, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and you move to the next table. Between the tables, you let your translator know who you liked, and she's going to write that down in your notebook. And then the job of the translator and your job of the first evening is to select your first date for the next day for the city tour, because we have different activities included in the whole program. So the city tour is included. The airport pick is included, as I said, and then we have extra activities that all of them are optional, and you can pay additional if you want to. We make that for you so that you have more things to do in the week, but you can always say no. There's some guys, no, you do so many things, I don't want to do that. You don't have to do anything. The tour is whatever you want to do. If you want to have one date, great. If you want to have 30 dates, great. If you want to go on 5 activities, great. If you want to do 1 activity, great. If you want to do none, that's great too. The only thing which I don't find great if you don't come to the second social, because that sometimes happens to you guys. When you had the first social, you had a good connection, and sometimes the woman wants you to not go to the second social. That is not a good idea. Never, ever, ever, ever has that been a good idea. So if I can give you one advice, don't skip the second social. If she is the right one, if that's the connection, if she's the one you're going to marry, then she's the one you're going to marry. And that doesn't change if you go to a second social. Why? Because if she's the right one, you're not going to be interested in anybody else. And that has happened. Like the guy said, oh, I really met somebody, she's really great. And then they went on a second social and they talked to everybody and said, no, really, I still really like her. And I still really want to focus on her. And that's fine, but at least you used what you paid for. And more often than the other way around, I have seen it that the man skips the social, thinks she's the right one, and because the woman obviously don't want you to meet another 80 or 100 women, right? It's a competition. So, and you think she's the right one, and you don't want to destroy it, and so you're not going to go to the social. And then usually it takes like a week when you go home, and then that woman is not there anymore. So she just wanted you to not go out with anybody else, so that she can get something out of you. So be careful not skipping second socials. Yeah, so that is the second day. So you get your evening. In the evening, on the social you find your city tour date. It's not you, it's you tell your translator, hey, at table number 5, I like the one in the red dress, can you ask her if she wants to go out with me? And so the translator's job in that evening is to help you to find the dates. And then the translator hands us everything over, we reconfirm the dates, we organize the dates, everything for the next upcoming days. So now we are on the third date. You have the city tour. It usually starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. You're usually back by 2 p.m. You get to know your date. You drive through the city. You have a guide with you. We tell you what is going on in the city. Why is it great? We go to different, for example, Barranquilla, and we go to the museum, etc., etc. The Carnival Museum. Then in the evening, we have our second social event where you're going to meet another completely different group of women, where you're going to do a speed dating again. You're going to have your same translator usually with you, and you're going to move from table to table and going to find your matches. So then we are on Sunday morning, we have breakfast together, and then we usually have an activity or in the morning or in the afternoon, depends on the city. So for example, in Cartagena, we go to an island. In Medellin, we go to Guatapé, and in Barranquilla, we go to the river, and we drive on the boat. And that is usually very, very nice. So the one who's going to watch the video, which I'm show you in just a couple of minutes, there you're going to see everything I'm telling you about: the arrival, the office, the introductions, the dates, the first social, the dancing, the city tour, the boat ride in Barranquilla. So you see all that. The idea is that all these activities, you usually do these with somebody, right? You don't do these alone. So you usually ask a woman out from, like, you let us know who you would like to ask out, and we ask her out for you, right? So that's our job. That's what we do. So you just let us know what you want, and we make it happen. And obviously, it's possible that the woman you liked at the social, there might be one who isn't interested. But the good thing is you have so many women you met, and you're going to have so many interests and so many. Believe me, it's going to be difficult to not find somebody, even if she's not interested in you. That can obviously happen because it is a one, right? It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. Both of you have to like each other. It's not going to last. Exactly. So that's what we do on Sunday. We go to the boat ride. You have time for 3 dates, maybe on Sunday. Lunch, boat ride, and dinner. For example, in Barranquilla and Medellin, you might have time for 2, and the same as in Cartagena, because the time of the date activity is much longer, but it's really worth it. The islands are amazing, and also Guatapé is really, really beautiful. So then we get to Monday, and now it's slowly time for exactly the 7-day clients, the one who are 10 or 14 days, to start repeating dates and to start narrowing it down, because it doesn't make sense if you only go on dates, and you don't deepen your connection. So you have to deepen the connection. and that you only do by spending more time with each other. So for doing that, you have to repeat. So if you have, for example, 3 women you liked or 5 women you liked, then go on a second date with them. Yeah, don't just, as I said, meet as many as you can, because that doesn't make any sense, because you're not going to get deep enough to maintain the long distance which is coming afterwards before you're going to come back. That's something to also keep in mind. You have to come back. Doesn't make sense to go on a tour, meet somebody, and then you never plan on coming back. How you would make that relationship happen? Doesn't work. So, but I do have sometimes men say, okay, I want to go one time, I want to meet her, and then I'm going to get married. That's not going to happen. And if that's happening, then it's going to cause you some problems in the future, because the women who are so eager to marry so quickly with meeting you one time, it's not very healthy from the man's side. Not at all. Don't rush. Don't save on travel. If you do this here and you really want to meet somebody, you cannot save on travel. You have to travel. If not, you have to stay in your own country and meet somebody next door if you don't want to travel. So that is part of it. Yeah, part of your mindset has to be, okay, if I meet the right person, I'm willing to come back in 3 months maximum. 5 months maximum, but not more than that. 3 months is like, it would be good. So that's Sunday. Monday we have appointments. Monday is a normal day. Some people have to work, so we usually get a lunch and a dinner date. We might get a breakfast date, but most of you guys are tired by Monday morning after Friday evening, Saturday city tour, Saturday evening social, Sunday boat ride. So Monday morning, some of you just want to relax a little bit, take care of their bill, organize a couple of more dates. Most of you have lunch dates already organized, because we do that. Usually we have the dates for the day organized. If you don't have a date, please come in the office so that we can arrange the date for you. What else? So then you go on dates on Monday. Monday evening, we usually do the party bus. So if you watch the video, we have some party bus images too. We do that usually in every city. In this Medellin tour, the man didn't want to do really the party bus, so we went bowling. We do that sometimes too. I think it was a really nice experience because it was a really nice bowling center. And so obviously we are flexible. If nobody wants to do the activity, we don't do the activity. If you want to do a different activity and we can do it, for example, the other day we did a pool party instead of dance lessons. So it's up to you, right? It's up to the group. So that's a good thing. We're not only making you meet women, we also make you meet men. And you think, well, why would I meet men? I don't want to. Believe me, you want to meet the men who are on the tour, because those men are very much alike like you, because the one who decide to go on a thing like that have to have a certain open mind, right? But you're not going to travel to another country, meet people for marriage, for long-term relationship, if you not have a certain openness to certain cultures, and like for really looking outside of the box a little bit. So these men you're going to meet, they are like you. They look outside of the box. They are open. They're open-minded. They're intelligent. Like lots of the guys are so happy that they went on the tour just because of the connections also making with each other, because you're going to support each other, you're going to talk to each other, you're going to come back with each other. I think on the next Barranquilla tour, we have 3 who coming back together. On this Medellin tour, we had 2 who came back together and who have been, I think, on 2 or 3 tours together already. And that's another thing. If you went on one tour, don't think your expectation that everything has to happen on this first tour. The first tour is very much of a learning experience too. Some men do find their match on the first tour. Some might need a second tour, right? Or a third one, or a different service. So don't give up if you don't feel it doesn't work out for you the first time, because it's usually, as I said, the time where you learn a lot about yourself, the culture, and also the tour is a really great way to define if the culture is for you or not. Not everybody will come to Colombia and say, yeah, this is the country I want to live, or this is the country where I'm going to want my wife in. Some come and land on the first day and say, wow, why haven't I been here before? I love it already. That's the majority, like 95%, I think, of the people who come really fall in love with Colombia, not only with the woman, if not with the country itself, because it's just very special. So next day, Tuesday, so Monday evening party bus. Tuesday, we make more dates. And usually the group activity is the dance lessons. But as I said, you can decide. Ideal is to repeat as many dates and as much as you can with one person or with two people, especially the ones who leave after the 7 days, because the 7-day is very short. If you would ask me for advice, go at least for the 10-day. If you can do 14 days, great. If you cannot do more than 7, then do the 7. That will be great too. You just have to come back at some point. And the 10 days and 14 days as well, but they have a little bit more time to deepen the connections. So what you should do on that last evening is then to really go out with a woman you really like to have maybe your 3rd date. That would be ideal to have your 3rd date by Tuesday evening for the ones who are 7 days. And then you go home and then you build up on that. And then you come back at some point. Day 8, day 9, day 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you repeat dates, you're building up the connections. If you want to have more activities, we organize more activities. But usually you're already quite engaged with one woman or with 2 women. So you're doing more activities with her, you're doing more day trips. Maybe you go to Guatapé for a weekend trip, or some of you might do different activities, not with then so many other women. Some of you might keep on dating because the connection is not there, like to really 3 dates a day. It's possible. As I said, you have unlimited introductions included. So maybe to sum it up, guys, you saw our promo video. As I said, we go now in the Barranquilla video so that you can see the beautiful city of Barranquilla. But if you decide for a tour, you have the price is for the 7 days, 3,195, 10 days, 3,695, and 14 days for 195. It includes hotel, 4-star hotel with breakfast. It includes unlimited introduction. It includes airport pickup, city tour, and 2 social events with approximately 80 to 100 women per night. So that's a really good deal. It is really successful. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of things which go on. You need a little bit of time to integrate everything what just happened on that 1 week or 2 weeks you were here. Some guys say it changed my life. I don't know why I haven't been here before. You literally changed my life, and you can really see like how much of self-esteem a tour can give to a lot of men, because dating is not easy, and dating and sometimes your own culture is not easy at all. And if you come to this culture, it's very refreshing because the people are very open, the women are very approachable, they're very down to earth. It's very easy to have a conversation with them. It's a lot of fun. It's easy. It's laid back. There is no pressure. Like it's very a nice atmosphere to really explore that whole thing. So guys, Barranquilla, I told you about, like it's a city located at the River Magdalena and at the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. It's a beautiful harbor city, which is very innovative and progressed. There are very hardworking people there. They have a lot of the convention center, the Golden Door, it's called because of the river. The women are beautiful. Shakira, Sofia Vergara. You have seen different people from Barranquilla. We're going to show you a couple of women as well. You can look at our profiles. The women are gorgeous. They are not as used to foreigners as they are in other cities. So I think that's why the dating is better, I would say, in Barranquilla. And yeah, so let's watch the video about Barranquilla. Everything I just talked, maybe 20 minutes about, you will see in that video. And I see you like in 6-7 minutes again, guys.
Hi guys, I'm Michelle de la Torre, the city manager of Barranquilla. I want to invite you to live a unique experience and enjoy the magical city. Barranquilla, charming city with sea and river, the golden door of Colombia, with the most beautiful woman is waiting for you. People say that in Barranquilla are the most loving, funny, spontaneous, hardworking, wise, cheerful, and talented women. Would you like to find out? We are a team that you will be your disposal to advise you in the wonderful adventure of finding your soulmate. We have a diversity of restaurants, beaches, and a beautiful boardwalk that you can walk along with that special date.
That was our Barranquilla video, and on the way you also saw our new office manager from Barranquilla. Her name is Michelle. So some of you will meet her very soon. Some of you already have met her. She is amazing. She is right now in Medellin, because also on the Medellin tour. If not, I would have invited her already in tonight, so that you can meet her here live on the show. But we're going to do that once she's a little bit less occupied with Medellin and her own Barranquilla tour. So that we maybe also in the next one, we will see if we get her on the next one, maybe live here on the show. So you will meet Michelle. She's amazing. And also, obviously, everybody else in the office. We have several people in the office there. And obviously, you're going to have a great time in Barranquilla. You saw the city's beautiful, the river, the weather. It's always sunny. It's nice. Not always sunny, sorry. Right now, we're in rainy season, so it can be sometimes cloudy. But most of the time, the weather is really nice. It's warm, hot, some would say, and but there's air conditioning everywhere. As I said, it's very modern, amazing restaurants, good evening scene, good shopping, really good malls. The people dress very well. So it's a very, I love Barranquilla. I always tell you about that. I really love the events. I love the tour in Barranquilla. Guys, I talked a lot already and haven't answered one of your questions. So let me answer a couple of your questions, and then I go into the tips one more time. The tips we're going to talk the following things for the tour still. So we're going to talk about why the photos, what about your photos. We're going to talk about if it makes sense to write letters or not. We're going to talk about the age difference, the tips. I'm going to talk about the closing and the personal presentation, tips for that, the social night, some more tips. The repeating of the dates, some more tips, the recommendations, when is it when you go home. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about safety, security. We're going to talk about the translator. So in case we don't make it today in the whole show, Manuela in 2 weeks when she's back, she's going to finish that here, so that we give you a really good deep help with the tour, not just the superficial, yeah, you could do that. No, like we want to give you like for everything good value, so that you know what you can do to be best prepared and to get the most out of your AFA's tour. Yeah. So so let me answer a couple of your questions before I'm going to keep on talking. Chris C is saying, week from today, I will be in the air on my way to change my life forever. Chris, I congratulate you. Felicitaciones. It is a life-changing experience. Like it is for a lot of people who say, okay, I've never experienced something like that. And it's totally, yeah, it is. Because why is it life-changing? Because it opens up a completely new world, a world you didn't know that exists. And it does open you to a completely different culture and to a different country and to different people. And so it's a completely whole opening up of opportunities, possibilities, and like seeing it possible for you. And that's very valuable. Next question, Moondog. Whatever happened to our old friend Alexandra Lopez? We never see her around on the show anymore. Yes, Moondog, Alexandra did stop working with us since December. She doesn't work with us anymore. So that's why she's not on the shows with us anymore, but she's doing great. And I am in touch with her, and yeah, she's unfortunately not working with us anymore, but Alexandra, that's why she's not on the show anymore. Would the tour be able to accommodate a man who needs a wheelchair? Yes, Claude, definitely, no problem. We can definitely accommodate you, and the hotels we have to check back, but then most of them are how you say it, wheelchair accessible. And so we can definitely check on that and talk to the hotels. and definitely we can accommodate you. The only thing where we have to see is with the extra activities. But for example, on the boat ride in Barranquilla, you can go with a wheelchair. It's a very smooth ride. It's a big boat. You have space. That would be no problem. The Guatapé tour, I think so too. You can just not climb. I mean, we would have to see with the extra activities. But if you want, you can write me an email to afacolombia7@gmail.com or info@afacolombia@gmail.com, and then we can discuss a little bit more. I can send you my phone number, and then we can talk about it. But yes, we can. Rodolfo, do you pay for your translator? Rodolfo, you have the translator only included Friday evening and Saturday evening on the social. So there you don't pay for the 5-6 hours she's there with you, you don't pay. But if you want to use her on additional dates, yes, you have to pay. It's usually $20 per hour. So you can just let us know, say, hey, I would like for tomorrow my date at 3 p.m. to take a translator. Then we organize the translator for you, and then you get one. Some men prefer without a translator, that's fine too. It's just there are a lot of advantages why using also a real person. But I'm going to talk about that later in a moment as well. Patrick, men are 99% visual. We look for good looks. That's it. It's sad but true. Personally, I'm liked by 50% now. Life has taught me. Patrick, what should I tell you? That's to a certain extent, I agree to you. Agree, because as a matchmaker, you present a lot of amazing people, and if the looks are not there for a man, it's not going to work. So yes, I do agree with you, but it's exactly what you say. Like you can go, everybody wants to have a person, an attractive partner, but you don't have to go for the supermodel, super plastic surgery, high maintenance woman who's going to not give you what you want in the end. So because you get the beauty, but you get nothing else. Because she's going to be a little bit entitled. She's going to, know that she can get anybody and using and manipulating. And so not everybody, obviously I'm generalizing here, but I'm just saying, like, try to be realistic. Try also not to, I go to the foreign country and now I have to date a supermodel. No, you go to a foreign country because you want to meet your wife. And that is a very complex thing. And that is not looks. Of course, you want to be attracted to your wife, but if she's a good mom, a good wife, a good person, a good mother, just for you, a good partner, that is something I think long-term, if you want to really think about 20, 30, 40 years from now, looks will fade. Beauty will fade. We're all getting older. So obviously you want to be attracted to the person, but you also have to be realistic, and you also have to look for the other things, because if not, it's not going to work. Around the third conversation, Dr. Kenneth Walker is saying around the third conversation, they will tell you that they lost their job and they don't know how they will buy their kids his or her medicine. Kenneth, that can happen, but that is good that you have it already on the third conversation. That is what I always think, like you find out very quickly. Obviously not everybody, some women, like some men, right, are just there for different reasons. And so obviously you were going to find out. The money thing is a thing. And they do that not only with you, they do that all with everybody. They do that with the Colombian men too. I have a lot of Colombian male friends and they tell me the same. But you don't have to engage in that thing, and especially not while you are just getting to know her. And especially when you are on a tour, the women are also a little bit, some of them know how the tours work and that you're meeting different people. And obviously when they can get something out of you, they try now because they might not doing it later. So that's what I'm saying. If it happens quite quickly. And obviously it's not great, but it's something you can work with then, and it's part of it. And it's just how to play the game a little bit, the money game. It's a game, and they know how to play it, and you have to learn how to play it. And it's a very difficult game to play, but you are the one with the money. So you are the one who has the power, basically. So you can decide. So it's just, you have to be smart. And it's not that you cannot help somebody financially. I always say, even if you meet somebody in early stages of relationship, if there's an emergency, if something comes up, right, I would help, but not every month, not all the time, not paying all the bills, and especially not from the beginning on the first moment when you met, right? If you are in a couple of month relationship, if you have seen each other a couple of times, you have daily video calls and communication, and you are really in this and you're already boyfriend, girlfriend. So that's another thing. You have to ask her that she will be your girlfriend. You cannot just assume that she will be your girlfriend. So that's why I'm saying you're learning, you're going to learn on a tour, and you're going to learn a lot of different things. Yeah. Do you get the women's phone numbers? Rodolfo, usually on the social, not, because we have them in the database, but on the tour you can meet as many as you want, and obviously when you meet them, once you met, you can exchange phone numbers. But we don't like it's so yes, you can get the phone numbers, but because as you have the dynamic on the social, it's not that you go to every woman and say, hey, write me down your phone number, because we have all the phone numbers. You just tell me, hey, I would like to meet her, I would like to have a phone number. We ask her, are you okay? And then you go to get your phone numbers and you are fine. The idea is that once she signs your IMBRA form, so everybody on that social signed your IMBRA form, all the 80 women who are there, they signed that, you can theoretically exchange phone numbers with them. You won't, but you can, obviously. That the idea is to meet the ones you like, because you won't like 80 women. You will like maybe, because there will be a lot of different people on that social. So one man is 30, one man is 40, one man is 50, one is like this, one wants a blonde, one wants a brown, one wants blue eyes, one whatever. So there will be women you will sitting at the table, and there will be women you're not attracted to. And that's okay. That's part of it, right? So yes. Eric, hi Eric, how are you doing tonight? I hope all is well. We keep on being in touch. I'm American. If I marry someone on a fiance visa, can she go back to Colombia, visit her family, or does she have to wait a certain amount of time? Would she be free to travel back and forth? Eric, unfortunately, she's not able to travel back and forth freely. So once she got the fiance visa, so you marry on the fiance visa and you're waiting for the green card. The green card is another long process. It takes, I think, around 2 years. Please don't name me on that, but I think approximately around 2 years. And in that time, she cannot go home. So she cannot go and see her family, and she cannot, like, I mean, obviously family members can visit if they have a visa. She can obviously leave the country to travel. No, she might not even go on a vacation with you outside of the country. Yeah, so yeah, she can definitely not go to Colombia, and she cannot see her family for that time. So that's difficult for her too. If there's an emergency, I had a case where the mom was sick and she needed the cancer treatment, and the woman was in the United States and she had to go back. So you can file, like you can get like a permit. You can, what you cannot do is, like, you cannot just leave the country and think everything will be good. You need the permit that, I forgot, I can look that up for you, Eric, on the government side where you apply, or the embassy side where you apply, you can get that permit, and then for an emergency she can get out of the country, and she can get that not only one time, she can get it several times. But there has to be a reason, like she has to whatever, sell a house, or as I said, somebody died or somebody's sick or whatever. So there are several reasons why, but you need a permit. James Greenier. Hi, James. How are you? Every guy says they want a good woman. Well, a good woman will cook for you and take care of you. She doesn't care about fine dining and jewelry and expensive trips. Those women only want you for money, steer clear. My girlfriend is extremely practical and is always trying to look for ways to save me money, not to spend it. James, yes, a good woman, that's where you are right, because they say, everybody says want a good woman, and then they go for just looks. So that's why I was saying a couple of minutes ago, when we talk about marriage, long-term relationships, and seriously dating, not just for fun, then you do have to look at other things too. And you have to also balance. So, wow, she's maybe not that model, but she's that, and that. Because if you just have the model and she doesn't have the rest, and if you only look for the model who has everything else, then everybody else is looking for that too. So why do you want to keep on competing if you can have it easy? There are really a lot of options for you. You don't have to make it yourself complicated. But some of you really manage to make it yourself complicated, and really to have so unrealistic expectations. it's difficult. So that's why I'm saying you have to look in yourself. That's the next tip when we talk about, I give you a next tip, like to really focus on what you want before you go on a tour or before you take a service. Like sit down for yourself and ask yourself, what is the woman I'm looking for? What attributes? What is important? What is the most important, second important, third important? And then stick with that. Take that piece of paper with you to the tour, wherever you go, especially on the tour, especially on the social. Put the age range in you're interested in. Put really that in and be clear, focused, and a little bit stay on that. I'm not saying obviously we can be a little bit flexible if some opportunities come up, but it's not that you say I'm dating 40 and then a 25-year-old comes there and you say, oh, I'm going to date the 25-year-old. Yeah, and what happened with the 40-year-old? Obviously, it's not going to work out with a 25-year-old. So it's that. So when you go to the social and when you go to the tour, you're going to have a lot of options. The women are going to be very open. They always really want to meet you. So so yeah, that is really something where you have to stick with that, what you were looking for before, because if not, you get, oh, that one is nice and she's sexy. Oh, wow, look at her. Wow, she's gorgeous. And then you forgot about the good woman and the cooking and that she loves dogs or whatever. You just went with the big boobs, right? So sorry if I put it like that, but sometimes it's really like that with you guys. You see boobs and you're gone. And that's something dangerous. You cannot just see boobs and you're gone. You're going to see a lot of boobs in the social. So you have to focus, okay? You have to stay focused and you have to know what you want. So next question, let's see. If I go down there, meet for the first time, for the first time on my stuff, I'm going to butterflies in my stomach. Rodolfo, it's normal to be nervous, especially on the first evening of the social event. It's normal. The first 2-3 tables, most guys are nervous because when do you sit on the table with 6-7 beautiful women and they all look at you and they all want to talk to you and now in a different language. So obviously you will be nervous, but it's gone. After 2 tables, you're good. Your translator has you, we have you, everybody has done it. In all the tours we have done, we have no guy who has not been able to talk, to be able to move forward in that thing. We are there to help you and the women are so nice. You will have a really, really good time. I think you have to do a video call and few messages with any girl before you invite her. She has to get interest in you, otherwise she won't show up. Rash, that is a good advice too, because obviously we invite usually you guys who know me and have been on a tour with us. We invite a lot. Like to get the 100, we nearly invite 200, right? So so it is possible that from the 200. Not everybody will show up. That's why we buy 200 to get 100. So imagine. So so not everybody will show up, and so that is something you have to be prepared for. But if she doesn't show up, then you can always go on a private introduction with her. And even if she if you had her on the hot list, she says I'm going to come to the social. Things come up. The babysitter, it costs them a lot of money. They have to take taxis. It's late at night. They have to get the dress. It costs them money to go to the event. And I don't know if everybody's aware, but a woman here makes $250 to $300 a month. So if she asks for some money for some medicine, you have to put it into perspective. How much do you make in a month? How much she makes in a month, right? So it doesn't mean that she has access to your money like everybody, like just out of the blue, but just to be a little bit compassionate about the situation of the country you're dating in. And especially when you shouldn't date that young. If you date younger, much younger, it's going to be getting more complicated. You're going to get more gold diggers. Keith, I've seen these videos, but I thought it was fake. Maria and the stuff changed my mind. Keith, I'm very excited. I'm very happy to hear that that we changed your mind. It is very beautiful. I love it. From these 8 videos, it has opened and changed my mind. I was about to give up on women until I found AFA. Now that is amazing to hear, Keith. I'm very happy for you, and that's why I'm saying it's for a lot of people a really, really beautiful way to to believe in women, to believe in love, to believe it's possible. And that is the first step, to believe it's possible. If you don't think it's possible, if you don't believe you're going to find your wife, you're not going to find her. So you have to have the right mindset. And that is a lot of the guys, like the men have to be clear with their mindset. It's like when you see a tennis player playing, they all professional tennis players, they are really professional and the technique they know, right? They could all win a US Open. But what is the difference? The mindset, the tenacious, the determined, the knowing I'm going to do it. So that is very, very important. And most of you guys, you don't have that. And so not most of you guys, some of you guys don't have that. So it's important to know that as well. Yeah, the mindset. I will be on the tour next week to Costa Rica, Jason. That's great. I'm wondering if Latin women have a dislike or like for men with beards, with birds. Sorry, I also will be meeting you. I'm not in Costa Rica, Jason, so you will meet Gustavo and his sister there in Costa Rica. I'm in Colombia most of the time, so when you come to Colombia, you will meet me here in Colombia. And it's good that you say it. Let's talk about that. Let's go a little bit more into the tips, and then I'm going to give you some more questions, replies. So yes, let's go into the closing and personal presentation. But to answer your question for a moment, a bird, I hope I think I pronounced that wrong. A beard. No, yeah, you understand me. The thing you have in your face as a man, yeah, the beard, the face hair. Obviously, if it's well groomed and well cut and all that, it's okay. But because this is a hot country and Costa Rica is also quite hot, generally the hair is more shorter, also in the face. So I would recommend you not having such a long beard, like really having it short and well organized and cleaned and really smelling well, because you sweat, you know, and if the hair starts to smell, so you have to be a little bit careful there. But they accept obviously beards, sometimes also long hair. They prefer here in Colombia, at least, men also with shorter hair. If you see Colombians, they have, especially at the coast, very short hair. So you don't obviously have to do that, but yeah, have a good haircut and to be a good barbershop, like to have a groomed beard is important. Raj, if I pick 3-4 girls from AFA website and want to meet them, then I can take that package. Raj, you can take the package, the Latin Club, yes, but it makes sense if it's more than 10. If it's only 3 or 4, I would pay for individual introductions. So if you want, you can send me an email so that I can explain you a little bit. The Latin Club, you can have up to 20 dates per week. So it's very similar to our tour, but it's not a group tour. It's an individual tour, and you don't have socials. But everything else you have the dates, you have the matchmaking, you have the airport pickup. So it's also really good if you cannot make it on the tour dates, because the tour dates are only 3 times per year per city. So if you cannot make it on the tour date, then go on any other date. You don't have to wait until the next 2 or 3 months later. If you want to travel, for example, you can't make it to Barranquilla, but you want to go in August to Barranquilla, you can go in August to Barranquilla. And then we can arrange dates for you there as well. No problem. Okay. Let me look into my document for a moment. So important, Manuela talks about that a lot, your personal clothing and presentation. So the Colombian women in general pay a lot of attention to the aesthetics of your image. So the personal hygiene, the conditions and cleanliness of your clothes. Try to buy new clothes. Try not to come with your wear down clothes, which you have like for 5 years. You want to impress a woman, yeah, and you want to impress a woman. So try to have nice clothes and have a good presentation. It's really, 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 really important. Your perfume or the cologne. The shoes, look at your shoes too, new shoes. The women look at everything, like your smell, your belt, the haircut, the beard. We talked about that. So be smart, because that's cultural here and it's their culture, and they're not going to be attracted to you if you're not be like the men in their culture. And the men in their culture are very well groomed, very well dressed, smell very nice, take a lot of, like the women pay a lot of attention to their outfit, and the Colombian men do the same. So as a foreigner, you might not have that same custom, but try to get and learn and see. And we always send you images in the WhatsApp group of clothes you should wear and clothes you shouldn't wear. We don't recommend jeans, for example, throughout the weeks. People don't use, like, jeans are like more for workers. So it's more slacks and dress shirt and obviously shorts as well when you're on the city tours, and if you go out, doesn't have to be always like super elegant, but well presented and new clothes. The teeth are very important, clean teeth, as white as possible, without smell. You have more possibilities. You're going to have possibilities, because if you are careless about that, then the game will be over for you. If you smell bad out of your mouth and out of your whatever body, you're not going to have a second date. You're not going to have a second date. She can like you very much, but if you're not smelling good, or neutral at least, she's not going to repeat with you. And we have had it happen. The hair. So that is what we were talking about. It's the greatest possibility of success is the following: short, clean, and organized. And the same is with they pay attention to the detail. And if you're bald without hair, bald, pronunciation today, I'm sorry, that's not much of a problem here. So you can have no hair and you will have not a problem. The beard, yeah, be careful if it's too long, too big. It's not that common. As I said, people are not that used to it because it's hot and it smells and the humidity. And so recommend the short, neat and clean beard. Nails, same thing. Take care of your nails, fingernails and toenails. Don't forget those. We had that also happen and the woman, if you go to a pool party or you go to the beach, sometimes in Barranquilla, we go to the beach as well. And you then have those horrible feet that they will pay attention to. And it's the same thing. They might not repeat with you. So have your nails done as well. If you don't want to use and do it in the United States, in Colombia, you have great nail salons, you have great barbershops, you have great everything what has to do with beauty. So you can come a day earlier and just get into we recommend you the barbershop and you get ready. Lots of the guys do that because it's much cheaper and it looks very nice here. And then you already smell like a Colombian when you get out of the barbershop. Clothing, you will need comfortable, fresh, light-colored clothing. Above all, lots of t-shirts, a cap or a hat. The condition and style of your clothes is important to the woman. So yes, as I said, modern clothes, don't go with the style of 30 years ago. Try to also be a little bit like what is, and if you need help, you have our WhatsApp. You can just ask me, hey, I'm packing this for the social. Is that okay? This is what I want to wear on the date. Is that okay? And then usually Manuela, me, or somebody else is going to tell you no, that or yes. With our Elite Clubs clients, I usually send links as well with photos and everything and links where to buy the clothes. So you can do that also here. You have malls if you want to go to the mall. That's possible too, and buy something here in Colombia. They're beautiful clothes here and it's not expensive. It's a little bit more expensive maybe than even in the US because it's not as massive there. So, but they are really nice clothes. Shoes, be careful with sandals, flip-flops, or strange things. No socks and sandals and stuff like that. You can use obviously sandals or flip-flops at the beach. Or if you go to the pool, that's not a problem, but not if you go in a restaurant, and especially not in the evening, and also not if it's leather sandals. I had that client said, I had a pair of $150 leather sandals and they didn't let me into the restaurant. Yeah, because the dress code is closed shoes. Open shoes in the evening, especially in Cartagena and also in Barranquilla, is not permitted. And in Medellin, you don't really use them because it's not that hot. Personal smell, we have talked about that, very important with the cologne. Do shower every day, it's hot, okay? Use a deodorant. You can use natural deodorants, but use deodorants that work. Anti-transparent, transparent, okay, deodorant, I think it's the word. And yeah, so for the night, for the social event, like put it on, yeah? There's not too much, like put it on and you will be fine. Better to smell too much cologne than smelling the sweat. So guys, we're getting at the end of our evening here nearly, and I have a couple of more points here before we end, and I also have an interview for you prepared before we end, and then I think we have to keep a couple of points for next time, which will Manuela tell you a little bit more about the other points. So profile picture. So that is also something what is very important before you come. Why? because we're going to arrange dates for you before the social. So the woman will, on the social, they meet you, they talk to you in person, it's different. But to get the dates on Thursday and Friday prior to the social, we need good photos of you. We cannot arrange dates with the photos most of you men send in. And we insist and insist and insist. These photos are like 45% of your success already. For the first dates, they are like 100% of your success or 80% of your success. Not that the women look for a model. They look for you good, well presented. Like what you look on the website as well. You're not looking at the dark photo where the woman has like rotten jeans on. You look like where she has a nice dress and where she's well prepared and she has a good lighting. So the same is for you. Wear nice clothes, have good lighting. Don't do selfies in the bathroom without clothes on. It's not necessary. If you want to send a beach picture, that's not a problem. We do that with a woman too. We send bikini pictures, but the selfies in the bathroom in the dark are not the greatest pictures. So try no pictures with sunglasses, hats, things that where we can't see your face, or sometimes you send pictures where you are 50 meters away and we can't even see you, or pictures that are 10 years old. You have to be also having current pictures. If you want that the women have current pictures, you also, and don't lie about your age. Guys, it happens to you men often at a certain age, you start lying about it. You don't have to, be honest. She will love you for who you are and the age you have, and she's going to find out anyway, so it's not going to help you. So the photos, really important. These photos are like your business card. So ideally would be a photo shooting, right? If not, daylight, outside, nice background, nice clothes, good hairstyle, full body, your face. As I said, nothing in that. And women are much more detailed in this aspect than your men. So be smart and win in this first step with the photos. It's very important. And also, if you want to write letters, please, guys, if you want to write letters, you have to have a photo and good photos and more than one. Because if you are 55 and you're dating 15 years younger, somebody who's 40, if you are really bad presented in that picture, she will not be interested. If you're really good presented in the picture, she might be saying yes to you. So there is a big difference between no and yes just because of the picture. So that was what I already talked about, like really ask about yourself, what you're looking for, what age, what type of body, what children, no children, yes children, without, conservative, outgoing. Why do I want this woman? Ask yourself after, why do I want this, and why? Like, is that why I'm saying, is that the most important? Like, really take your time, reflect about it. And that is why I said, keep that on the paper and take it with you on the social event and on the tour and look at it every day to stay focused, because the women are young, sexy, beautiful, and you're outgoing and you're going to have a lot of opportunities. And then you're going to lose time with somebody or in that week, and it happens a lot. And then you lose time with women that are not what you were looking for. You go home and then you didn't have a real meaningful connection. Age difference. One of my most asked questions probably. Ideal would be maximum a difference of 15 years. For example, if you're 50, 35, right? If you're 60, 45, maximum 15 years is what we usually recommend. If it's less, the less you can go, the better, obviously. If you want to go more than that, it's possible, but it's risky. It's sometimes super risky. So you have to be careful, and then you don't complain. Oh, she just asked me for money. Oh, she just wanted that. I mean, she's 20 years younger. Why is she with you? Why is she dating a man 20 years younger? Obviously, you are a great guy, but obviously you have something to also to offer. And obviously there's an economical security she's looking for. That is not necessarily something bad. I always say that, because it's not necessarily something bad. Every woman is looking for security. But obviously, if it's just about that and just about your money, and yeah. And that comes more the more younger you date, the more age difference there is. And the most vulnerable men I usually have are the ones who are in their 50s and who want a child, or in their 60s and want a child, because they want to date a woman younger, and sometimes 30 years younger. And that is difficult. And also, nowadays, women can have children up to 45 and even more. There are treatments, guys. It's not like 100 years ago where we all died when we were 35, right? We live now until 100 nearly. And also women, it has changed. So please be open and not only saying, oh, I have to have a woman who's 27. No, you don't. So be realistic and also save yourself time, because if you're already 60 and you want a child, don't lose time with something that is not realistic. You're going to spend 3 years, 2 years with her, spending money on that beautiful 27-year-old one, and it's not going to really get you somewhere. So I'm not saying if you're a man and you're 50 or 60 and you want a child, it is possible. I have a lot of men who are our clients who want that, because there is often that child wish you have maybe later on in life, or you weren't there, or you had already children, you would like to have them again. So that is possible, but obviously as there is a bigger age difference sometimes, you are more vulnerable and you have to be more careful. Yeah. Letters before traveling. I think that was what Rash was saying, where I wanted to get back. Letters before traveling. So based on your search, you can choose 3 women, 5 women, 10 women, whatever you want, right? And you write them down on really the ones you really like to meet, investigate their profiles, look a little bit and look what is important for you, and then really write to those 5, for example, a couple of letters. Invest a little bit there, because they can meet you, they can already get interest in you, and you might have an advantage to other men. I've seen that when they have been in letters and then they meet. I've seen it also, they have been in letters and they meet and then there's not a connection, but most of the time it's making it much better, because she knows you, you already invested time, you already talk. It's not that awkward when you see each other on the first date then. And usually that's the woman you're going on the dates with before you go on the social. And that's really cool, because then you have more time. You still have the socials, but you can keep on repeating with her. So the video call is a good idea too. Why not doing a video call after 3, 4 letters and talking prior? You don't have to. Most men just come, and that's totally fine. But I do think you can make a difference for yourself there too if you invest, because most men pay the tour price and don't want to invest more. But if you invest a little bit more, maybe $100, $200 more, it might make a difference, you know, to write a couple of letters and already select for yourself a little bit. And obviously the rest we will do for you, everything in the tour. And so if you write letters, it's not necessary to create and to write a lot of letters. You don't have to like make commitments or like have 20 letters written. No, 3, 4, that's it. Or 3 and a video call, for example, that's it. Yeah. But it's good to open the stage exactly and meet her and all talk to her before all the other gentlemen of the social arrive. So you can make some plus points for you there. So use that tool as well. So guys, I think I have talked quite a bit today about the tour. I think you have 1 hour of information, which is probably a lot to digest. I think we leave it with that information about the tips and how to make the most out of this AFA social tour for tonight. Manuela, next time when she comes back, she's going to talk about the upcoming themes. We have 13 points on the list, and I talked about 13 points on the list, and I talked about 6. So Manuela will do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which will be repeating, recommendations, returning home, money, security and safety, and how to use your translator and what to keep in mind when you're using the translator, tips for that. So we're going to do that next time on the next show. So come back, tune in again to get a couple of more tips for that, how to make most of your AFA tour. We have a lot of tours in Latin America coming up. Our next one is Barranquilla on the 18th. Tomorrow there's Peru and Costa Rica, as you guys said, but there is Barranquilla on the 18th of July, and I hope that you're going to join us there. So let me show you one interview of one of the women from Medellin, and then I answer the last of your questions, and then I see you hopefully in Barranquilla on the 18th. So we're going to watch the video of Lina, the interview of Lina from Medellin, 218773.
Hola, mi nombre es Lina, soy de la ciudad de Medellín. Tengo 34 años, soy analista contable. En mis tiempos libres estudio cosmetología.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Bueno, principalmente una pareja, un esposo.
Why a foreign gentleman?
Porque quiero conocer nuevas culturas, si está la posibilidad de salir a viajar, pues conocer otro país.
What attracts you in a man?
Bueno, principalmente el respeto, que sea muy respetuoso, que sea amable, caballeroso, honesto y sí, que sea simpático.
Would you be willing to have children?
No,
How do you show love?
soy muy expresiva, o sea, expreso lo que siento, soy tierna, me gusta escuchar a mi pareja, pues soy comprensiva,
How to make you fall in love?
con detalles, siendo tierno y que exprese todo lo que siente.
What is your age limit for a gentleman?
De 35 a 45.
How would you describe yourself?
Bueno, simpática, amable, divertida.
Say 3 good things and 3 bad things about you.
Bueno, a veces soy muy insegura pues de mí misma, soy muy insegura. A veces me cuesta tomar rápidamente una decisión. Soy responsable, soy respetuosa, soy muy empática.
What do you expect from a partner?
Que sea un hombre trabajador, que me respete, que me quiera bastante. Bueno, invito pues a los caballeros a que vengan a Colombia, a darse pues la oportunidad de conocer nuevas culturas y pues obviamente para yo también darme la oportunidad de conocer otro hombre fuera del país. Chao.
So that was Lina from Medellin. You can meet her, obviously, the ones who want to go to Medellin now and say, hey, but the tour and now it's over, what should I do? You can go to Medellin next week if you want, and you can meet Lina next week if you want. You can also obviously write her, you can do a video call with her. That's possible too if you cannot travel that quickly. But these women are here to meet, to find their partner. And so if you liked her, that's why we do the videos, to give you a little bit more idea who is that woman you see on the profile, because obviously photos are great, but video is better. So, and you had a lot of questions, guys, tonight. I love how much engagement we get here and how many questions. Really send everything in. I try to answer. So let me see. Every guy says they want a good woman. We had that already. I do not recommend dating a woman who shows herself with little wear on a first date. Albert is saying, I do not recommend dating somebody who has not a lot of clothes on. I do think it is probably something to keep in mind. When they go on the social event, they are very sexy because they know there are a lot of competition. So you will see women with very beautiful, sexy dresses. Not that they have few clothes on, but they are sexy, but elegant sexy, right? Like beautiful, elegant sexy. You can see, you saw the video, you saw them dancing, you saw how they were dressed, the 7-minute video. But yeah, sometimes when they come on the date, after, like when you go on a date and you are in a good normal restaurant and there's somebody with nearly no clothes on and you see it's very sexual, I also would be careful. Keith, I appreciate how honest Maria is. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it that you appreciate that. Yeah, I would like to give you the most real advice I can give you. And this dating thing is not easy, and there's not always black and white. Often it's really gray and different nuances from gray. Like it's really very difficult to always see it. It's just that or just that. There's a lot of facets to that whole thing. So I hope to give you all these facets and give you advice in that, and as much advice and as honest as possible. So I thank you, Keith. Bob, I'm planning on Barranquilla tour in the future. That's great. Would I be able to choose women whom I want to date that cities nearby? Yes, Bob. So there are two possibilities. You can invite some of the women to the event, but that is most of the time not as effective because the women have to travel to that event, and usually when they come from a different city, it's expensive for them. They have to pay for the hotel, etc., etc. So if you want to pay for their expenses to come there to meet you on the event, that's possible, but I would recommend you not just on the event. I would also go and spend a little bit more time with her when she extra came to the city for you. Other possibility is also to meet her in her city. So, for example, if they cannot make it to, for example, you're in Barranquilla and she's in Cartagena or she's in Santa Marta, then you can also go to Santa Marta. You can go to Cartagena. It's a 2-hour drive. It's very easy to get there, and we don't charge you the membership fee. Usually, we charge a $150 membership fee if you go in the offices, and then you pay $125 per introduction. So, in case you want somebody in Cartagena, we give you the $150 discount and you only pay 125. So instead of 275, you pay only 125 for women in other cities. If they come to the social event, some might have family, sometimes that happens. So some of them from Santa Marta and the one from Cartagena come to Barranquilla because they're friends or family where they stay. Then obviously you can meet those two, right? And then they can also come to the city and you don't have to pay extra. So that is the two options. If they come, all good, and they can take care of their cost themselves, great. If not, you would have to cover their costs to come, or if not, you go where they are, and then we only charge you for the date and not for the membership fee. Yeah, so that you have that clear. We have right now, for example, somebody who went on the Medellin tour and he's going on Sunday to Cartagena and meet somebody in Cartagena who he has been in letters with. So yeah, so that definitely works. Hello, Maria. I had that already. Found these videos. I've seen videos, some guys that huge is saying some guys think the women expect marriage immediately, but that's not the case. I agree with you. Most of the women do not expect marriage immediately because they know it's a process. The thing is that most of you guys think it's right away because you come, you have to travel, it's far away, you have to get vacation time. So you sometimes think that everything has to be like this, but the women are usually very fine building up the relationship and then obviously going all the steps. So the first step is dating, meeting, talking, building up the connection. Second step is, do you want to be my girlfriend? Third step is being in the relationship with that girlfriend for a while. Next step is getting engaged after 6 months to a year. It's usually a good time to get engaged. So then you get engaged. Then you have another 6 months to a year or more to get the visa. So that is the next step. So the process takes 2-3 years if you want to do it right. Obviously, you can do it in a week, but it's not going to be that successful probably, because if it's in a week, how do you know the person? You know, how do you know? I have seen couples on the tour who knew on the tour that they're going to be for each other, that they're going to be the couple. And that was the case. So they started the relationship and then they got engaged and now they're getting married and now they're happy. And it doesn't have to be 3 years. It can be a year from now, but it doesn't have to be in 2 weeks or 2 months, right? You can take your time, especially if you have to meet a person from a different country and from a different culture. It takes time to really get to know that culture. Jesse, I'm not saying to avoid Barranquilla. Group tour will probably be easier. I went solo to Barranquilla. Yes, Jesse, but if the group tour is a great opportunity always, and if you can make it on the tour dates, do it. We did that July Barranquilla tour extra for the teachers. I don't know if some of the teachers are watching that, but I had a teacher last year and said, please put a tour in July. The teachers, we can never travel to the AFA tours because you never have it in the vacation time. So we put it in the vacation time so that your teachers can hopefully travel. I think we have a couple of more tours in July. But just think that you keep that in mind if you have vacation from school or whatever. That is a good opportunity right now. Hi, Maria, this is Sash. Hi, Sash. How's it going? Thank you for writing. Cool that you're watching tonight. I'm watching the webcast. Great advice you have today. Oh, thank you so much. That's great. That's great to hear from you. That I can still give good advice, because I thought you have probably already heard it. And so that's good. That's good. Thank you so much, Sash, for that great feedback. My broken Spanish took me much further in San Jose. It seemed almost nobody spoke English in Barranquilla. Hotel staff, restaurant staff, almost nobody. I agree with you. Hotel, restaurant, most people don't speak English there. And that is why, and it's also like what I like, because there are not so many foreigners in Barranquilla. So the women are not that used to date so many foreigners. So it's very nice. I actually like that more like that. But there are a lot of women who do speak English. Maybe not the people in the surroundings, not the hotel, not that so much the restaurants, no. But usually the women who have a good job, or like there are a lot of people working call centers. Some jobs don't require it at all, right? If you are a hairdresser, you don't necessarily have to speak English. But if you work in a call center, you do. So like if you work with foreign clients. So there are people, I know quite a few people in Barranquilla who speak English, but not everybody speaks perfectly. And a lot of the women also are a little bit shy, and some know it but haven't practiced. So they are like afraid, like you. It's, it's not only like that, the language, is like to get over this first barrier of being afraid to talk. And that is, I think, what a lot of people have. They are afraid to talk. I'm not saying I think that were the questions, most of you guys. Some guys expect marriage. I think we talked about that. If I go, What happened if you haven't received any update email in a while? Timothy, I don't know what you mean. What you mean update email? You can send an email, we can check back. Timothy Terrell, send an email to info@afa Colombia, and then we can check what you need and if you get an update. I messaged the girl in the live purple. She said, "Sure, let's meet." Never showed up. Music, that happens. The women say yes, and then they don't come. That can happen. But as I said, usually we can arrange dates. If she's interested in you, we arrange a date with her privately. Many friends of mine would like to join the tour, but always a complaint about the aspect and the fact that many girls don't get interviewed at least a few seconds of audience. I don't understand organic chocolate, the questions. Many friends of mine would like to join the tour. Okay, but always complain about that aspect and the fact that many girls don't get interviewed or at least a few seconds of audience. I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe that was a comment in the comment section. So lots of the women come in the offices. Lots of the women we do interview. All the women fill out questionnaires. So I don't know what, like, the expectation, like that every woman is on that social because she's going to get married tomorrow. No, that is not the right expectation. But I would say, and I've been on a lot of the tour, like 85% of the women who are sitting there on those tables are there because they really want to meet somebody and they really want to get married and they really are a good woman. The problem is they are not always supermodels, and then you guys, you focus on the wrong one. That happens a lot. So consider also dating some woman you're not maybe seeing first, like, oh, there she is. No, go also for the ones that, go deeper. Don't go just superficial. Do you also help with booking the flights to Colombia? Charles, we can do that. Most of the times the guys usually reserve their flights on their own. If you need help, we can obviously give you the ports, the airports, which are easy to travel to. But if you need to, we can charge you a booking fee and can also book your flight. We usually charge a $35 booking fee. So if you want to do that, we can do that, no problem. AFA Barranquilla or Medellin for the first time? That's a good question. I would say Barranquilla. Why? Because Medellin is, as I said, the women are used to foreigners. There's a lot of dating there. And if you're not that used to the culture, I think it's easier for you in Barranquilla. Good, guys. I think we're getting to the end. It's nearly 9 o'clock here already. I'm already, Brian, we missed you on this tour. Your personality is maravillosa. Brian, thank you so much. I would have loved to be there. It was really strange. It was my first Medellin tour where I haven't been. So that was a very, very weird experience for me too. But we had so many great stuff, and it wasn't really necessary for me. I know that you have been in amazing hands with Manuela, with Daniela, with Linda, with Michelle. And so I hope you had a great tour, Brian, and I hope to meet you when you come back and in Medellin or somewhere else here in Colombia. Most of you guys, when you come back and you have your girlfriend or you have your dates, you like to go, for example, if you met her in Medellin, sometimes you guys to come to Santa Marta or you go to Cartagena for a day trip, for a weekend trip, to get to know the cities because they're very beautiful, very romantic. So often you guys come to Santa Marta, so that is really cool. So please let me know once you're here. Would love to meet you, have a coffee with you, and obviously help you. And Brian, hopefully we see each other, meet each other in person. Guys, it was a great evening. Thank you for being so, as I said, talkative tonight and sending so many questions in and listening to all of my advice. Thank you so much. Manuela will be back in 2 weeks. That will be the 10th of July, so that will be 1 week before our tour. So guys, you have a couple of weeks left, but make sure you sign up. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it. It's an amazing opportunity. Doesn't matter if you do Barranquilla, if you do Medellin, if you do Costa Rica, if you do Peru, it's going to be great. Although I would love to have you obviously here in Colombia. I love Colombia. It's an amazing country. You will love it here too. And yeah, hope to see you all guys soon here, and ask me questions. If you need, write an email, call us in our Phoenix office, 602-553-8178. So American, United States, Phoenix, +1 if you're from a different country. And write an email if you need to. And looking forward to meet you soon and help you to find your partner here in Colombia and in Latin America. Bye bye, guys. Have a great evening. See you soon.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariana, tengo 27 años, trabajo como analista financiera, estudio administración financiera. En mis tiempos libres me encanta hacer ejercicio, leer y yoga. También meditar, escuchar mucho música.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Porque quiero conocer personas diferentes del extranjero, quiero viajar. En el momento no estoy buscando una pareja para casarme, pero no me cierro a las posibilidades.
What attracts you in a man?
Lo caballeroso, que huela bueno, que sea súper atento, detallista y súper tierno.
What do you expect from a partner?
Que me brinde mucha paz, tranquilidad, que sea atento, que tenga aspiraciones de crecer juntos.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
Tengo para ofrecer estabilidad, soy una mujer atenta, cariñosa, asesoría financiera, ya que es mi profesión, y mucho amor.
How would you describe yourself?
Soy una persona alegre, paciente, amorosa.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
Sí, la pasta, la boloñesa, me encantan las sopas, las carnes. No me gusta la comida de mar.
How would your ideal first date be?
Mi cita ideal, me gustaría en un buen lugar, que me traten respetuosamente, que nos conozcamos lentamente.
What is your age limit for gentlemen?
De 27 a 40.
What are those non-negotiables?
Mis no negociables es mi privacidad, mi trabajo y mi estudio.
Say 3 good things and 3 bad things about you.
3 cosas buenas sobre mí. Soy muy responsable, tolerante y sincera. Y las 3 cosas no tan buenas de mí: cuando no me gusta algo, me alejo. A veces soy impuntual y no me gusta cuando me siento acosada.
How to make you fall in love.
Mi corazón se gana siendo muy respetuosos, respetando sobre todo mi espacio, brindándome mucha paz, felicidad, ser muy atento, detallista y sobre todo cariñoso. Invito a todos los caballeros a que conozcan Colombia, su cultura. Soy abierta también a recibir sus mensajes, llamadas, y aquí los espero.